what about like a sport? Like, what if you're
Yeah,
learning?
sure. Like, so you learn about football, right?
Yeah,
You
we'll do
don't know
football. Yeah,
anything about football. You learn about all the rules, and you learn about all the skills and the like complex plays that you can make, like set plays and stuff like that. And in application, because you've not actually been playing practically on the field for very long, you know, like it's like saying, "Oh, I've read how to do a rainbow flick." It's not like you can go out and do a rainbow flick on your first attempt. And if you can't do that, you'll probably be like, "I know how to do it. Why can't I do it?" It's because it's not how it works. You know, there's difference in understanding of the knowledge or understanding of the content and being able to practically apply that. It's always going to be practice makes perfect. You
yeah,
can read into it as much as you want, and you can understand all the plays and all the nuances and different moves that a football team can make. But it doesn't mean that you're going to go on that field and be on par with Messi or Ronaldo,
yeah.
like because you've not had the practical application, you've not had the chance to practice.
So it's almost like the saying, or it is the saying, if you truly understand the knowledge you have, you'll be able to teach it to someone else, and they'll be able to learn it from you. So if you truly
I've not heard that.
if you've truly learned, the knowledge that you like you're saying you have, you learned it to put it into practical application. You become the teacher rather than the student, and teach someone that knowledge. And if they understand it from you, then you understand it like fully.
Okay, I've not really heard that, but yeah, sure. I guess
Okay,
so.
yeah, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense how the knowledge curve is a lot steeper than the skill one. But does it not come to a
Yeah,
point where they either like plateau or one overtakes the other? By
yeah. Well, I don't.
I don't
I
think
would.
skill
I
could
don't.
ever.
No, I don't think skill could ever surpass knowledge because I feel like knowledge could always be higher than skill, but if your skill ever goes above your knowledge, then you have innately also learned more, right?
Yep.
So if you accidentally do a skill that you didn't know about, not only have you become more skillful, but your knowledge has increased also because now you know, right? So I don't think
Yeah, you're right.
they could meet each other, but I don't think they could. I don't think skill could outdo knowledge. I think it would be the case that eventually your knowledge would plateau far earlier than your skill, and then I mean I guess the point at which you can judge that you've fully learned a task is when your knowledge is the highest that you think it can be and your skill matches it.
Yep.
That's when you fully understand and you can and you're I wouldn't I'd be I think maybe saying expert is ambitious, but saying you're very proficient in a task is at that point.
Okay, but obviously these graphs that we're saying are we don't know what the graphs are. How would someone ever know if they've plateaued in knowledge or plateaued in skill? Do you think there's like certain signs that would show that?
Yeah, of course there are, man. Like it's just, yeah, I mean,
So for the
it's as
football
simple as
example,
consuming all the knowledge you can. Yeah, so you've learned all the skills that anyone has ever possibly performed. That's a plateau.
but that's the trouble with this though is that's the skills to like that have been publicized. Like people might know new
Yep.
skills that you don't know about, so therefore you lack
Yeah,
in
sure.
knowledge. So
Yeah,
your
sure.
knowledge thing could plateau, but you can still go up. But you just there's just
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no. But a plateau doesn't mean that it isn't a peak, it isn't a cap, is it? A
Well,
plateau is just where it levels out for a bit.
so I think my point I'm trying to make is like let's say your knowledge has plateaued and your skill is on the same level as your knowledge now, both plateauing.
Yeah,
You might think you've learned it all and done it all. You're an expert. Yet there's some knowledge out there that you don't even know about, and that could excel you even higher. But you don't know
yeah,
about it. So how do you know that you're at the top? You don't. I guess there's no there's no measurement of.
yeah. You can't say that's the thing. You can never say definitively you've learned everything
So
unless you know if you have met, like obviously this is hypothetical, but the only point you could say you know or you can is where you've met every other person who practices in the same skill that you do, and you've learned all that they have combined, and you've read all the possible texts, you've experienced all you can. But that's the whole point, isn't it? You can never really be like it's not really ever going to be possible to be all. You can't be all knowing. You can't. Like you think about, people are constantly, there's too many variables. People are constantly coming up with new things and
Always
new
evolving.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's unhealthy. I think it's inherently unhealthy to try and strive to be the absolute best. It's best. I think it's good to have a mindset of trying to learn as much as you can from different experiences and different people, because I think that's where you will learn the most. Because it's good reading a book, but it's brilliant if you can get someone else who has who has more experience than you to come and show you how to do that. Because not only are you learning the knowledge, they can teach you the actual practical skills.
yeah,
That's why we need teachers.
of course, yeah.